Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel. My name's Lloyd Lewis and I'm an artist that's displayed my work throughout the UK. In today's video you're going to hear me talk about some of my work. I thought I'd share with you some of the reasons why I've painted some of the people. I used to paint really like iconic faces. Again, they were only faces that particularly interested me, though. I think like lots of Doctor Who's and stuff like that, because I'm a bit of a Doctor Who nerd. Today I'll show you one of my Doctor Who pictures. I'll show you the Tom Baker one that I painted. And it's a bit of a story as to why I did that as well. So yeah, the first one I'm going to talk about is a picture I painted of my son. All right, we painted it together actually, because there's some of the work he did as well in there. So yeah, I'll just show you that. Just talk about that now. Okay, so the first painting that I'm going to talk about is one of my sons, called Limitless Imagination. My son's called Fergus, and he is genuinely one of the most inspirational little boys I have ever met. He was born with a condition called fibular hemimelia, and which meant that his left leg was deformed. And when he was 2, we made the decision, one of the hardest decisions of my life. We made the decision to amputate his foot. Okay, this is called a Symes amputation. So he was 2, he underwent that amputation, and then he got fitted for a prosthetic leg. All right, now you can't see his prosthetic leg in the painting because it's obscured by the long flowing Tom Baker scarf. But in the background you can see what we used to have is welly leg, because prosthetic leg is really difficult to put wellies on and things. So we jammed the welly on, and that was his welly leg. All right. In the top corner, you can see that it looks like one of Fergus's paintings, and essentially it's actually one of Fergus's paintings because he helped me paint this. It's a massive canvas. It's one of the biggest ones I've ever done, and he in the background of the photo references that I used were his artwork. We like to display all our artwork in our house, and his artwork's on display in our garden room. We call it the conservatory. So he's there. You can see in the background. So instead of me replicating his painting, I just thought, why am I going to do that when I can have my son painting with me on my picture? And as you can see from the photos, he was brilliant. He was really focused, really concentrated, and he was just amazing, absolutely amazing. I wanted to capture like the quiet kind of strength within him, and I hope that comes across in the face. He's just absolutely a determined and focused little boy. He has relatively recently passed his orange belt in martial arts. He can swim. He's going for his 100-meter badge soon. He's only 6, so he's going for his 100-meter badge, and so he's just an incredible little boy. So it's all about, for me, this picture is about that strength, and it's about kind of childhood as well, because he's dressed up as Doctor Who. He's got my Doctor Who scarf on. I'm a massive Doctor Who fan, and I'll talk to you about my Doctor Who picture with Tom Baker in a little bit. I think I'll do that next. So yeah, he's absolutely amazing. So this next picture is an older picture. I now paint using acrylics, but I used to paint with watercolors. And this one is a hero of mine. I loved him as a child. I'm a big Doctor Who fan, and I absolutely adore this man, Tom Baker, the 4th Doctor. And the reason that there's Daleks and things in the back, people used to tell me, you never do backgrounds. And I thought, right, what can I do? And I just, right, Dalek background, because I just saw this picture of Tom Baker and I just thought, brilliant. I wanted to capture Tom Baker's quirkiness, his kind of alienness when he inhabited the role of the 4th Doctor, and I wanted to kind of keep keep the colour away from him, although he's extra, you know, he's larger than life. I wanted to make the big scarf, because that's, you know, that's his, that was the Doctor's kind of trademark, wasn't it, with the Fourth Doctor. Even if you ask anybody to draw a picture of Doctor Who, they or the Doctor, as it's accurately called, sorry to be pedantic, but you draw a big scarf, you know, so it became kind of, that big scarf became synonymous with the role of the Doctor. So yeah, that's the reason I painted Tom Baker. He's an interesting character. He's a character that I adored as a kid. He was a real hero of mine, because he could defeat anyone or anything, any kind of, you know, issues and problems he could solve with just his brain and his intelligence, and I love that. That's why I think I love about the Doctor anyway. So yeah, I hope that gives some kind of clarity. So I used to paint, as I said, these iconic faces, and I used to paint them. I started out 2013. I paint just with blues and purples. So this next one I'm going to show you is a painting that I don't have anymore. This is Jimi Hendrix, and this one was my first portrait as Lloyd Lewis artist back in 2012, 2013. So yeah, I was still working as a teacher and everything back then, but I just became, I used to love art. I used to paint and draw all the time as a kid. Then I went to art college, and it was kind of taken away and removed my love of art eventually, sort of bit by bit. And then you know, my confidence was eroded for various things, through various issues that we had there. And so I didn't draw, I didn't paint publicly, I didn't share it with anyone. I still drew, I still painted. Well, I didn't paint. I only recently painting, but yeah, I kept it to myself, my art. And then my amazing wife, she discovered that I could draw. I showed her my sketchbooks through gritted teeth, because like I said, no confidence in my work, and she really inspired me, and to kind of share my stuff. So the first one I did was the Jimi Hendrix, because I love Jimi Hendrix, because, you know, I don't need a reason for that. He's just amazing. But I stayed away from colour. I stayed away because, well, I painted in blues and purples and things because I wasn't confident in with colour. And so that's why there's a body of work, and lots of people love that work, and I like it too, but I kind of moved away from that now. I may go back to kind of monochromatic work later on, who knows, you know, never say never. But my acrylics, real life portraits is just literally set me on fire at the moment. I absolutely adore it. So anyway, rambling on, but that's the reason. I've got a selection of work that is monochromatic, because of my fear of colour. And eventually colour started to creep in, because, you know, you've got to challenge yourself. And then I discovered acrylics, and that was it. I just adored them. I absolutely loved it. And I painted Peter Capaldi, I painted Mick Jagger, and then I decided I wanted to tell more of a story. So hence, you know, the Fergus picture. I've done portraits of my wife, I've done portraits of my friends. I also, when I'm out and about, I see people and I'm like, oh, I really want to paint you. And my wife is like, don't you dare ask. So yeah, that's a little rambling thing for you to enjoy, hopefully, about my some of the reasons why I choose to paint what I paint. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, let me know by clicking like, comment below, tell me what the thing that you enjoyed the most was. And while you're doing that, subscribe and hit the bell. If you hit the bell, you'll be notified when I go live next. All right, thank you very much, guys. Take care.